In an agricultural area near Pokrovsk, a Ukrainian reconnaissance drone hovers above open farmland, monitoring movement below. 4 Russian soldiers are observed preparing to cross the field, splitting into 2 pairs with several dozen meters between them. The spacing is noted, and the position is relayed back to a nearby control unit. Shortly after, an attack drone is directed toward the area. As the sound carries across the fields, the soldiers below realize an aerial threat is approaching. They raise light weapons and attempt to drive the drone away, firing sporadically while trying to reposition. The exchange is brief and uncoordinated. One soldier breaks formation and runs toward a nearby forest edge, hoping to reach cover. The drone closes the distance and intercepts him before he can disappear into the trees. Seconds later, another drone arrives and approaches a second soldier who is lying motionless on the ground. Moments after that, a third drone identifies a soldier lying flat against the ground, attempting to blend into the terrain. The position is confirmed from above, and the movement is contained. The fourth soldier uses the distraction ahead to reach a forest line and hide within dense brush. But continuous aerial observation follows his movement. A final drone advances and resolves the situation, demonstrating how coordinated drone coverage can systematically limit escape options across open terrain. The following footage is recorded by a Ukrainian reconnaissance drone monitoring a contested road near the Pokrovsk area. Below, a Ukrainian ground-based unmanned vehicle is conducting a terrain sweep along the route. As it moves forward, it detects a group of Russian soldiers walking close to the edge of a concrete road. Suddenly, one soldier stops, appearing to notice a sound above the roadway. He steps closer to the edge to observe and assess the surroundings. In response, the unmanned ground vehicle reverses quietly toward a nearby bridge, avoiding detection. After a brief pause and finding nothing unusual, the group resumes movement. Seeing this, the unmanned vehicle begins to maneuver around behind them while remaining out of sight. The soldiers continue forward, unaware of the change. At one point, a soldier pauses again, briefly raising suspicion, but he only bends down to pick something up before continuing. The movement goes unnoticed. As the group proceeds beneath a bridge, the unmanned ground vehicle accelerates, closing the distance. From this concealed position, it moves in decisively. The sequence demonstrates how patience, repositioning, and timing allow unmanned systems to exploit moments of distraction and limited awareness along contested routes. The next sequence takes place during a routine patrol by a Ukrainian drone along dirt roads inside a contested village, flying at low altitude. The drone passes over an unusual shape near the edge of the road. The movement stands out against the ground. The drone circles back and lowers its angle to confirm the sighting. As it approaches, the object is identified as a Russian soldier kneeling with his head down, pressed close to the earth. The drone holds position briefly to assess the surroundings, then moves in. The encounter is resolved moments later, highlighting how even small, static movements can be quickly exposed during low-altitude patrols in contested rural areas. A Russian soldier moves cautiously along a line of trees beside a concrete road, staying close to cover as he approaches a drainage culvert. Sensing something out of place, he reacts quickly and slips inside the pipe to hide. Moments later, a Ukrainian attack drone arrives and confirms the movement from above. The drone lowers its angle and follows the path into the culvert, maintaining control of the approach. The encounter is resolved shortly after. The next moment shows a lone soldier standing motionless in an open area as a Ukrainian drone approaches at low altitude. With no immediate cover available, the pressure builds quickly. After the initial engagement, the soldier is forced to the ground, with equipment scattered nearby across the open terrain. Shortly after, a second drone arrives from another direction and completes the operation. The sequence emphasizes how exposure in open ground leaves little margin for reaction once aerial systems establish control overhead. Near a contested area, a Russian soldier is seen moving unsteadily across a grass field, struggling to maintain pace. After covering a short distance, exhaustion takes over and he collapses onto the ground. From above, a Ukrainian drone detects the sudden change in movement and adjusts its approach. The drone closes in carefully, confirming the position before acting. The footage opens on a Russian soldier pressed against a tree trunk, attempting to shield himself while throwing his radio toward an approaching drone in a last effort to disrupt it. Nearby, another soldier rides a motorcycle along a dirt track, moving to retrieve a teammate, only to be intercepted by a separate drone that cuts off his route. In a different location, a third soldier waits beside a ruined building for assistance to arrive, unaware that aerial surveillance has already identified the position. Farther out in open ground, another soldier struggles to react as a drone hovers and adjusts its angle overhead. Even those who choose to lie flat or take cover inside shallow trenches are quickly located. From above, each movement is observed and assessed in sequence. The scene shows how dispersed actions across varied terrain are steadily contained, illustrating how constant aerial presence reduces the effectiveness of concealment, mobility, and improvised responses across the battlefield. The sequence continues with a Russian soldier attempting to reach a damaged building in search of shelter, but the drone following behind denies the escape. Nearby, another soldier moving across an open grass field is intercepted before reaching cover. After a nearby blast, one of his teammates reacts in panic and runs, only to be stopped moments later by a different drone tracking the movement. Elsewhere, a soldier tries to drive a drone away with his weapon, but the effort proves ineffective. Near a forest edge, another soldier moves unevenly and is halted after stepping onto a hidden hazard. Deeper inside the tree line, a concealed position is located and monitored from above. In a separate moment, a soldier resting near a ruined structure is detected and engaged. Even when one attempts to crawl into dense brush, aerial observation continues uninterrupted. The footage shows how escape attempts across varied terrain are steadily constrained, emphasizing how drones maintain pressure regardless of cover, movement, or momentary concealment. The following sequence brings together moments recorded over the past week by Ukrainian drone crews from the 414th Unit, widely known as Tak Magyar, across multiple contested locations in the Pokrovsk area. The footage captures a series of engagements just before contact, showing how drones are used to monitor and respond to isolated movements across a wide sector. Russian soldiers are observed moving alone along dirt roads, navigating through damaged residential zones, sheltering in shallow trenches, and passing through forest edges. In several instances, motorcycles and logistics trucks appear briefly before aerial presence alters their movement. Some moments unfold suddenly, leaving little time for reaction. In others, soldiers attempt to withdraw, change direction, or reposition after realizing they have been detected. A few try to respond, raising weapons or seeking cover, but the outcomes are shaped by timing and control rather than force. Throughout the sequence, drone operators maintain steady observation, adjusting angles and distance to keep visual contact. Rather than focusing on a single incident, The footage presents a pattern of persistent aerial pressure across the battlefield. These moments illustrate how modern drone operations influence behavior long before close contact occurs, limiting mobility and disrupting coordination across contested ground through constant surveillance and disciplined control.